And I'm just gonna be kind of looking at her, or it. I don't know whether it's male or female, to be honest. We're gonna be in the jungle for most of it. Um, huh? Alright, yeah, they. If we're doing pronouns for unknowns. I think it's hard to tell. The voice, I've kind of taken a short look at her. It, they, them. I'll say them, because it's technically two.
Tiamat.
And that voice is very confusing. So we've got the standard blue. I like the tail work, but I kind of looks like they ripped off the hands from Ku Klux Klan. The hands bother me. They look better on the second skin to me because they look like they're actually Tiamat. And then I like the Ascendants one because it looks like they're also theirs. Like that should have been the original, and this kind of bothers me a little bit. Let's see. That looks okay. That doesn't look much different. What's the diamond look like? Did they go for a good one? I'm not here for the diamond, but we'll go with the legendary because most people like the legendary, and the legendary looks. No, I'll go for this one. What do you think? It's okay. You don't like it at all, do you? Yeah, okay. It's not your girl, Scylla.
I see insects competing for supremacy. Playing God. Let me show you where the God really is. Minions have spawned.
Even that audio is hard to tell. A very tall god, though. Like, really looking at it, really tall. Like, alright, so this is Odin. No shrimp by no means, but, like, look. Double his height easily. And yeah, alright. So, let's look at his stuff. So his passive is when in flying stance, Tiamat gains health from all nearby allied and enemy death, less from minions, and so he has passive heal per death. So I guess you could probably turn that into something tanky, especially with his mitigation in the other forms, so he could become more like a guardian. So that might be pretty cool. Let's see. In ground stance, she gains up to 5 hardened skills. Damage mitigation that breaks after a certain amount of damage is taken. Normal minions do not provide hardened skills when in flying stance. How? Let's see. Tiamat gathered allowing her. Okay, so it is a she. Alright, so now we can go with she's. The voice did sound more feminine, but also in a masculine tone, but it was also reptilian, so it's kind of hard to tell. Alright, so base stats we're looking at 100 at max for her 1, which honestly is not that great, especially since hitting the same enemy deals 15% less damage each time to a minimum of 70% reduction. I wonder if that's supposed to be maximum. Oh no, that means really after the first two, it's not going to do any less than that. Tiamat gathers power, allowing her to fire orbs of energy at the end of the channel. Each orb damages enemies and stops on enemy gods. Okay, so it will clear. So this is probably meant for clear, because let's see, that hits. So at first it does 160 if you hit the full row. Oh, that's not that great. Especially, I mean, that's not bad, but that's with nothing. So I'm assuming that the stuff on it's not that great. Let's look at the 2. Alright, so her 2 is a little bit better. It's got a stun, area damage, and inner damage. A lot better inner damage, but from what I understand, it's actually a very small. And you're feeling dealing low damage in the entire area and large in the inner area. Okay, so... Alright, so that probably has like a 15-foot inner area. It's not that big. Basics, base at 20 is 49. And as you can see, they're actually kind of cool looking basics. I don't mind them. Fire rate at base is slow but doable, like easily aimable. I really hate how slow this is. That's my only issue with the aiming right now, but not awful. So let's look at that X.
Primordial chaos.
Yeah, it's about 10 in total, so it really could hit about 2 if they're really close, but let's be honest, most people aren't, like, within 10 of each other.
My beauty is
Square,
relentless.
I don't like how slow it is coming out. Alright, so those are the square, and that's the 1 and the 2. The 3 is the leap and the stance change. It does some damage. And it also gives her 1 passive. Alright. Alright, this is her ult. Tiamat is able to summon one of her children onto the battlefield. So I'm assuming this means the 1 is the serpents that travel down lanes and act as minions. Then we've got Kruxu, who stands guard waiting for enemy gods, and Storm, the storm that chases enemies. Okay, so I don't think we'll be able to see the first one. I mean, I can check, but let's see. So this is the first one. Oh, that's kind of cool. And it looks like they keep spawning. Oh. And they go up and down the lane, I think? Okay, so it looks like we got 8 of them there. So if they don't take care of them, that could be pretty bad. Especially since I think they're 2 health points for hits. Alright, now they're only doing 8, but... and their range is quite limited, but they move decently. And I'm wondering if their stuff will be based off of your movement speed. Alright, so that's theirs. Let's try the X now. Alright, so that's the X. That's a lot better. It looks kind of cool. Alright, let's go ahead and move it and get some more items on us, just so this will speed up a little bit. I'm gonna do a cooldown build. Obviously, probably not gonna use this at all in a game. Although these might be pretty good. I would probably say go for these. Because from what I see, he's gonna need a lot of mana. And I know that sounds tempting. This one sounds tempting, but I don't really like the idea of that one. I just don't like it. Makes him more guardian-like, but if that's what they're going for, then yeah, whatever. Alright, that should... we have max cooldown? Yes, okay, we have max cooldown, so I'm not going to worry about cooldown. I do want to see if movement speed affects how fast they move, although he's not going anywhere, just because of them. Alright, so their damage goes up with you. Alright, so you get pretty standard damage scaling there. Alright, let's see. This circle, let's see, does it stick on them? Or does it just stay there? Alright, and we'll have that in about like 7 seconds or something. The cooldown on this is really, really short. Alright, let's see. Does that just stay there? Okay, yeah, it kind of just goes in a general area.
Face with stuck out tongue.
Oh. Nothing, I was wondering who was on. Alright, let's see. Let's try it over there, where did it go? Alright. So as of the moment, it's just staying there, but it will dissipate. So it doesn't stay there. Okay. So the one I want to test out is gonna be...
It all belongs to us!
Okay, so he will run at people. He will charge somebody. He's doing about 56 per hit. And I don't have anything to really boost him. It looks like... I'm gonna try something. I think this will probably be a build that I will probably end up going with. I'll try it first. Of course, we gotta do Bancroft.
Tear apart my enemies.
Because we don't need anything else, right? I mean, that's the only thing that does damage, apparently. Let's see. Soul Reaper's just not the same anymore. What's our mana? Mana's actually pretty good, but I really don't like going for this because it's so long and winded. Alright, I would not go for Conduit Gym at all. Like, you just hit so much stuff too frequently.
A beautiful creation indeed.
Definitely doing that. I feel like you could probably maximize on this if you wanted to, but I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. Alright.
With this, I will tear apart my enemies.
Okay, yeah, this is... I'm assuming Mirrodin is going to be really broken to a certain extent, just because how it functions. Enemy guys that have their healing taken, that you hit, have their healing reduced by... Okay, what's this do? 50%? Ooh. I was not aware of this. That's actually not bad. Guys that you hit have their healing. Why is that little G and that big G? Oh. That's nice.
A beautiful creation indeed.
Okay, and we're not gonna go overboard too much on this. So we'll go with a power item. Let's say for some ungodly reason we get that off, which we won't. Alright, item stacks. Let's see, 61s, and pretty frequently too. Alright, let's see what we get.
Arise, my child!
Let's see.
Blazing energy.
Yes. Okay. So that's a little interesting. So I was able to spam technically 3 times. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to the up close. I don't like this up close that much. It really kind of sucks to me. The basic range is so off. You see this? Huh? You like it? I mean, I do like the range on the 2. The 2 seems to be the damaging moves as far as I can see so far. Oh. Huh? So, apparently, I didn't know this. I haven't been fighting these, obviously.
A celestial barrage.
Okay, you can fire that early, so that's good news. Alright.
Double kill.
Really? That's far enough.
Okay, so in that form...
One by one until there is nothing left. Killing
Alright.
spree.
So this is the cone is also the one that allows you to I don't know if that's working properly. I want to see if this is working properly.
You have slain an enemy.
Really?
Alright, let's see.
It all belongs to us.
Honestly? Okay.
Upheaval.
Okay, so it doesn't work on gods, it's just on enemy, on minions. So let's go check that out. Yeah, it is basic based. Okay. So, we will try this. Alright. So, you didn't see that wrong. That works just like...
Primordial chaos.
I would not use this for clear.
Blazing energy.
Alright. So, he has some jungle potential. Especially since you can just set your things up and if nobody hits them, they don't die. Oh, but you can kill them. Don't like that. Alright, what's that ult do? It's got some decent damage. 180 is the base. It looks like it's got some good scaling. Burn damage. Causes celestial outburst, dealing initial damage and damage over time to every enemy nearby. Oh, nice. Okay, I want to see what that looks like. We've got Mr. Freeze head over here. Okay. The dash has some really good, but I think it's a small cone. I want to switch my abilities over to, that's cool, that's not what I wanted. Okay. We'll do normal casting. Okay, so that's the cone, that's decent. That's the X. That's got some range. So we can hit him from over here.
Enough!
Oh, nice.
Primordial chaos. I stand alone above the ashen remains of my enemies.
Okay, so that's got some range. Like, that's got a lot more range than I was expecting.
With tooth and upheaval!
Hmm.
Return to ash!
65, that's not too bad. basics kind of do a decent amount.
I bring ruin.
Alright, so these are the ranges we're looking at. Alright, that did about half health. Okay. Of course, some of this build is not doable like the book. Like, I feel like that didn't really need to be said, but at the same time, I know somebody was gonna mention it.
One by one until there is nothing left. Upheaval!
Emoji face with stuck out tongue.
I suffer thee no more. My fury is relentless.
Let's do that. Okay, that actually gives me a little bit better idea of how that works.
It feels good to face a worthy opponent.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna reduce our cooldown reduction.
Enough!
Okay. So, let's try this. We're gonna try him from back there. Okay, so it actually requires a good amount of distance. So it looks like he probably has to be within a decent distance.
Blazing energy. Immortal!
Okay, he died. Alright, let's talk about that. That fucking range. I don't like the charge of it.
With tooth and claw, I stand alone above the
It
ashen
looks like it goes
remains of
through
my
walls,
enemies.
so don't have to worry about that. Okay, there's a 3-second cooldown after ult, which... Oh, I'm on sped up, sorry. That's not true. Okay, let's see. We're gonna try this circle again. Okay, I messed that up.
Face my might.
Alright, let's go ahead and put a god mode on. I just want to be able to see how much... Or
Emoji face with stuck out tongue.
Did you do it again? Is that not you? Oh, it just keeps going off. Oh well.
I suffer thee no more.
Alright, so let's see.
Hi.
Arise, my child.
Okay, so about 20. Alright, it's got a knock up at the end. Alright, let's see. Try. Alright, let's say about 40. From 40 it'll work. Okay, let's see, from over there. Alright, he'll do it from about 50. He's doing about 114. That's pretty good. How long does he stay alive is the question.
Godlike.
As soon as he kills somebody, that kinda makes me mad, to be honest.
With tooth and claw.
What is this? Oh,
Enough.
I figured out what it is. Alright. Let's see. See how they do against him. Alright. No, that's not really what I had in mind. 54s. Eh.
Hi.
Alright, so it looks like you can have multiple of these going off at once. Okay, your
Primordial
channel
chaos.
can get fucked up.
Face my might. One by one until there is nothing left.
I really enjoy that 3 from the down stance. I think this gives a lot of options for different play styles. I'm not mad about it. This stance seems more like Ymir's actually going at it with that one too, so like that thing can take a little bit of hit. The ult in this form is good, making him a little bit more of a burst mage, and I'm not like this more of an assassin like mage. Whereas the other one seems more like a conjurer, almost like a Persephone, but a little bit different. On that note, I kind of want to try this out. Let's see how these basic attacks work.
With this, I will
or
tear
don't.
apart my enemies.
Of course, I should have just kept the Bancross, because Bancross is works. Death. Yeah, that was her voice. The I will vanquish my enemies. You heard that? Yeah. Let's see. I don't want to do Eye of the Jungle, but I do want to kind of just see how quickly these abilities can get. Not Death Soul. Where's the other one? The one that works really well for me. Did they already take it out? Yeah, I guess they did. Okay.
A beautiful creation indeed.
Let's see, what do we have for all the starters? Here we are. No, not Gilded. Ah, Mankin. There we go.
There is talent amongst you.
Okay, let's see. Then we'll just kind of mess around with a rod, and let's put some other penetration in there, because at the moment all we've got is that. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's try down form first. Okay, we're doing pretty good. I know a lot of you are going to mention the not using Polly, which would actually be a really good idea right now. Actually, yeah, let's take Rada Tahuti out. I want to try Polly on this.
With this, I will tear apart my enemies.
Alright, let's try these basics. Okay. Ooh. That was nice.
Enough! One by one until there is nothing left. With tooth and claw. Double kill.
Okay. Yeah, if you wanted to go a basic attack Tiamat, you totally could. As you saw with what I just did, I would say this is the best for what I just did, because it's probably not. It's probably better shit, but we'll see. Alright. I definitely like using the 3 for get out, and then get a couple moves. And then, yeah. And honestly, there's definitely better ways to do it.
Blazing energy. I stand alone above the ashen remains of my enemies.
I know I'm in God mode technically, but that's more to see distancings for the... Okay, that is annoying. I'm gonna kill him. So yes, if you're getting annoyed of those in jungle, just switch to that and you'll be good. Alright, let's see. Oh god, I've been doing this for 30 minutes. Oh well. Alright.
Slay an enemy. Double kill.
That heal, I feel that heal is nice. Okay, I'm just putting my settings back because it's starting to bother me already, especially now that I'm trying to do it on a more... Okay, let's see.
Primordial chaos. One by one until there is nothing left.
It seems okay to miss some stuff.
You stop. Double kill.
Especially since...
Blazing energy. Triple kill. Upheaval! I stand alone above the ashen remains of my enemies.
This burn damage can be pretty bad if you wanted it to be bad. Hi.
Primordial chaos. Kill.
Although I will say the square makes you feel like you have more range at all times. You really do.
Burn away the unworthy.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how up close this.
Enough! You stop. One by one until there is nothing left.
Okay. Let's try this against Thor. Thor has a lot of stoppable burst moves that would stop a lot of these kind of moves. So let's see. Start off with this.
It is not slay an enemy. Double kill.
That heal after killing somebody is kind of nice.
With tooth and claw, I stand alone above the ashen remains of my enemies. Quadra kill! Return to ash! Pentakill!
I'm hoping he has a weak early game. Because late game, I mean, I guess that's true for most mages. But you can do ability based, you can do basic based. I don't really think there's a hard way to go wrong here. Maybe his mana consumption is... Let's see, we're looking at 40... Huh? Oh, sorry. her mana consumption isn't that bad. Like, we're looking at 75 at max, which isn't really that bad. 85, that's kind of heavy, but it's not that bad considering it's a really damaging move with the slow, I believe? No slow. I felt like I had a slow, but... Alright, let's see. What's our cooldown looking like right now? 80, okay, that's why. Okay, let's do that one more time. What are we looking at? We have no cooldown. So, what are we looking at? 8 seconds? It's still a very short cooldown. 10 seconds, very short. 14 seconds, very short. 20 seconds, extremely short for an ult. Okay, we'll try this version and see how this turns out against these fights.
One by one until there is nothing left.
And then if you go back in
Suffer thee
again,
no more.
with the basic attacks, this is pretty easy.
Double kill.
You just have so many moves at your disposal, it doesn't feel like you have any issues.
Triple kill.
As you can see, it took like one basic at the end of those two. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna be
I stand alone above
the case.
the
If you
ashen
hit a
remains of
basic,
my enemies.
and then you hit any of those other moves, you basically kill them.
Upheaval!
And these aren't hard moves to hit. Like, they're there. Yes, I'm using Polly, but
You have slain an enemy.
it's not that bad. If we try just basic,
Double kill.
okay, let's try basics just against Neith. I know Neith's not the be-all hunter, but hunters should, in theory, just win a basic fight.
One by one until there is nothing left.
No. And then, I wouldn't even say it's just because I would say it might come down to abilities. I would say Raw's got a good damaging kit, so we'll see what if we can just stand up against his stuff. Because he just throws everything out. We just heal too much.
I stand alone above the ashen remains of my enemies.
Kind of tanky, and I don't have any tank items built. Oh, I guess Mordecai. I wouldn't really consider that tanky. One of these items technically reduces damage by 3, but we're talking like hundreds, and in the grand scheme of things, 3 isn't a lot. Let's see what the minions are capable of doing in this. Okay. I would say at release, looking at late game Tiamat looks kind of broken. Let's see how they do against minions. Late game minions. What's the difference? Early game minions have less health and they don't hurt as much. Just like technically. So if I were to do this like it was an actual game, I would in theory start with one ability. In this case, I'm going to start with the square because I believe that would be the X or the clear, which it's not. I would say the X is probably the better clear, but even at level 1, she's got actually really decent clear. Not like perfect clear, but it's level 1. No items, and I'm sure with an item, like, it wouldn't be that bad. So, no, actually, she's really good. In fact, what I would probably do is... Where's that scepter? Okay.
I will
We'll take
not
the
be caught
scepter,
unprepared.
and then we'll just do Bancroft. and this, no, not the full Bancrofts, just the first part. And this is probably a good expectation of where you would be at first or second level, which is where you would start in Conquest. So starting in Conquest, the X doesn't do much at first. I can still say that for sure, because that wasn't that great. The damage from the square
Celestial barrage.
almost clears the wave,
Blazing
and
energy.
I don't think it makes sense to try to use this X to clear the wave. Now, your circle is kind of needed if you want to switch stances. And it does do damage, but it's not... Alright, let's see. Yeah, I would say the other form is better for clearing. This is... I don't like this. The MP5, you can actually get through a couple waves without having to do anything. I'd say probably about 2 waves. Okay. Yeah, her MP5 is kind of heavy, especially if you want to stay in the fight for a long time. Those moves do add up. You do need to take care of those moves. That 40 on that stance change is pretty good, but we're looking at 520 early on, and it's not that great. You want that Mordekainen's later, but at the early game, it's not all that helpful. So, that's just some things to consider. Maybe ability based early on would be better. With the, what is this, Benevolent? No, not that. Obviously, not that, but, what is this? I haven't really been looking at these new, starters. Not Conduit, but this one. Sands of Time. Gives you good cooldown every
Rar.
5.
A beautiful creation
Which you really
indeed.
need early on. Roar, yeah. So that would make this a little bit more.
Burn away the unworthy.
That's a problem. Oh well, can't do anything about it. So if we're gonna look at early game, I'd still say this is early enough game. Let's see. Can it clear the wave? I still can't clear the wave completely. I mean, I know I missed
Primordial chaos.
some of it, but that was late. But still, oh.
My fury is relentless. Face my might.
Her early game is kind of weak. So I think she's probably a mid to late game god, probably late game god to be completely honest.
I bring
Her
ruin.
clear isn't in at level 6, and this is against beginning lane minions. At this stage in the game, this is where she would be at. Give me a second. Actually, let's see, 6 minutes. This would probably be more like 6 minutes, to be honest.
Enough.
The range is good. The clear is still not finishing all the minions. I still have to hit a couple basics, which isn't like bad, but you have gods like Scylla and Ra who can clear pretty early on. You got Morrigan who can clear kind of early. And then at 9 minutes,
A
let's see,
celestial
we should probably
barrage.
be about... We should be a couple levels in, but... Also, I'm not where my items would be, but I'd probably just be starting on my third, so... I'm just going based off base stats. But with items, maybe it'll work. It'll be just enough, because we're talking about Bancross. Bancross could make a big difference. But that mana consumption I'm seeing is still kind of being pretty heavy. So you're either going to have the back a lot, have a lot of pots, or deal with your mana consumption some other way. I think that's a good enough look at Tiamat. At least for now. I'm kind of feel like she's in a okay spot. I guess before we finish this off, we'll do a basic. We'll do a basic attack version of Tiamat versus the Giant and the Fury, just to see if she
There
can
is talent
solo it.
amongst you.
Some old fashion. Just see if it can do it. Let's see, Bancroft. We need Pin.
With this, I will tear apart my enemies.
Why not? If we're just for the purposes of this. Alright, we'll do Gold Fury first. And I'm also gonna do these to help out.
A gorgeous creature, no
Okay,
more.
that's actually a very easily done. Let's see, you're not going in there? No? Okay. Let's reset the cooldown. Alright. Is this old fire giant? Yeah, this looks like old fire giant.
It all belongs to us.
Okay, looks like fire giant can do damage to it.
My children require your power.
She handled that a little bit better than I thought.
A gorgeous creature, no more.
Okay, I am slightly concerned about her.
Badass.
Is that you? That was actually she can take Fire Giant by herself. It's full build. I don't know if that's max level Fire Giant. I don't think it is. Let's see. Full build will be we'll say about 20 minutes in. That's pretty realistic. Let's go. Okay, I think these are probably my favorite just because of how they attack, and it's hilarious to me. I don't know if anybody else is on that as well, but okay. So she will probably die if she tries to solo, like at 21, just because of how strong that thing is. Also, she's kind of buggy in jungle, because like they activated that. They went to this. And I don't think they die. If they do, it's kind of interesting. I guess they die when you go back to Fountain. Oh, that return's kind of nice. Alright, let's look at all the...
My children and I don't always see eye to eye. Oh well, I can always make more. You dare test your might against Tiamat?
Meh, okay. What? You don't like these? Alright, that's a good way to end it. So, that's the Tiamat. Looks almost a 49-minute video, but that's kind of what she looks like. I think there's a lot there to work with late game wise. Early game, she seems kind of squishy. Might have potential to clear, is unclear to me. Basics are good. Good movement from what I can tell. She's got decent speed. I don't have any boots on or anything, and
Do
she's
you
moving.
like her?
Huh?
Do you like her?
A little. I'm curious to see how well she does. I like mages in general though, so yeah. Alright.